Hello and welcome to the TryLine podcast. Huge week for the podcast this week. We signed up 80 people to our fantasy leagues. That's 4 leagues, 20 people a league. We've also got an NRL tipping competition. Tons of people signed up to that. We'll be announcing the prizes on this show. So, really big week. I'm your host, Bo. This is my co-host, Danny.
Hey.
And let's get into it, mate. So, the prizes, they're pretty good.
Yes, they're very good.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I, of course, will be winning the tipping competition, so it won't matter. But we're going to start with third prize. Third prize is a $50 Rebel Sports gift card.
Good third prize.
Yeah.
For second, we've got a jersey. So any jersey of your choice. If you do come second, flick us a message and we'll sort it out for you.
Yeah, we'll get that sent out to you. And the first prize, the top prize, is 2 tickets to the NRL Grand Final in 2021.
Very nice. Very
nice. So
nice.
if you win, we'll get those sent out to you as well. So remember just to message me if you want to sign up. All you got to do is be a subscriber on the YouTube and just message me on Instagram and we'll get you involved in the comp. But today is the Q&A episode. So last week we hit 5,000 followers on TikTok. So
nice.
we said we put it out that we would do a Q&A. We got a few questions in. So
yeah, there was a lot of questions actually.
Yeah, so we're going to be covering all that today.
Yep.
And hopefully if our technical skills are okay, your question should be somewhere around here.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
If we can get that done. And let's get into it, eh?
Yeah, okay, rightio. So the first question's from Krazza _676. And he says, top 5 NRL players that would dominate NBA.
Yeah, this is a good one. I don't know if they would dominate in the NBA, but we probably have some talent in the NRL. So I'm going to go Daniel Tupou for obvious reasons. He's big, he's tall. He can jump. Basketballs are tall, so I kind of skewed towards taller players.
Yep.
Stephen Crichton, because I've seen him play a little bit of basketball. He seems athletic. I think I've seen him dunk before.
Yeah.
So I've got him in. I went Jerome Luai because I've seen him. I also seen videos of him shooting the ball. So
yeah.
Jerome Luai as well. Big Nelson, a Sofa Solomona. I think he'd just be damaging.
Is he mobile enough?
No,
Mobile?
Probably not. But if we bring him off the bench, put him in at centre, and just get him to do some dirty work in there. Take some rebounds. I think you'd be alright. And the last one, a bit left field, I went Jason Saab.
Jason Saab?
Yeah. So,
yeah, another one of those tall wingers.
Yeah, so I think he would go okay.
Nice. Alrighty, so we're on to O'Shea Davis 1. And I don't know if that's a boy or a girl, but they say, do you think Adam Reynolds is underrated or overrated?
This is a tough one. I think he's properly rated.
Properly rated.
Yeah, I don't think he's the best halfback in the competition.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't think he's the worst. I think he's got one of the better kicking games probably in the competition. Definitely the short kicking game is probably one of the best.
I think his kicking game is the best in the comp.
Yeah, I'd probably take Nathan Cleary. I think his kicking game is really good. But again, I think he's going to be a big part of what the Rabbitohs do well, especially this year, maybe going forward. So I really like him, but I'm going to say properly rated.
I reckon he's underrated.
Underrated.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I mean, he's the best goal kicker in the league, in the comp.
Oh, I did leave that out too. He is.
Yeah, but yeah, if you reckon he's fairly rated, then
fairly
so
rated.
be it. Alrighty, and we're on to a question from Your Smelly Fingers. And he says, what do you reckon the Eel season will look like?
I reckon they're going to play good. I reckon they're going to play really good footy. I'm really excited about the Eels this year. I love their back rowers. I love Sean Lane. I thought he really developed last year. Ryan Madison, I think he's in for a big year. I think they're going to play good footy. I think watch out for them to be right up around the top, especially by mid-year. I think they're one of the teams that are going to hit the ground running. And then when other teams work out kind of where they're at, then we'll see how good they are. But I think they're in for a good year. I pegged them for top 4. And I do see him around the top of the ladder by about mid-season.
Alrighty, well, I'm glad someone thinks it because I don't reckon. I've got hopes for him, but I don't know. We'll have to wait.
Yeah, but it's hard because it's your team too, so it's hard for you to. You don't want to get your hopes too high, but I think they're due. I think they've been building nicely. Brad Arthur's doing a good job over there.
He does.
Clint Gutherson's coming off one of his best seasons, probably his best season ever.
Yeah. So
I think they're primed. Reid Mahoney's only going to keep getting better. Dylan Brown's only young, so he's also going to develop. I like them. And I don't really say a lot of nice things about the Eels, mostly to annoy you, but I'm really excited for the Eels this year.
All right, well, I hope you're right. Okay, so we've got another question from Smickass. Who was your favourite player growing up, and who is your favourite player at the moment?
My favourite player growing up, being a Cowboys supporter, Jonathan Thurston. I loved him. My favourite player at the moment, probably Ryan Pappenhausen.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I really like watching him play. I think he plays hard every week, so I think I've done my favourite player for every team on TikTok this week, and majority of the players are just people that work hard. I like saying that, like Clint Gulliston, I like saying that. So Jonathan Thurston, just because he was outstanding. I think he's one of the best to do it. And Ryan Pappenhausen now.
Nice. Yeah. I think I couldn't tell you who my favourite player was growing up. I just enjoyed watching.
Yeah.
But I really like Clint Gutherson. King Gutho. Yeah. He's my favourite player. Okay, so another question from Seth. Farnell. Sorry if I stitched that up.
You probably did.
Yeah. Okay, so he reckons. He says opinion on Nelson from Storm.
I think he's a lunatic. He's a lunatic. I really like him. I think the Storm, and especially last year, had easily the best bench. And their bench won them a lot of games. I think when they played the Eels in that semi-final, I spoke to you all week. I said, it's all going to be about when that Storm's bench comes on. Like, are the Eels going to be able to stop their momentum? And then we saw that they couldn't keep up with them once that bench got on there. I think he's a big part of what they do well off the bench. Brandon Smith's another, obviously, I think he's the best bench player in the game. So I really like him. But I do think he's crazy.
Alrighty.
And I don't want to get on his bad side. So you're my favourite player.
Alrighty. Alright. Question from Suck on My Cheeks. 2001 Eels versus 2020 Panthers. He reckons the Eels, but what do you think?
The Eels were very good. They both lost the grand final, so they're probably not happy with either of those seasons. But so the Eels went 20 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. And the Panthers went 18 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw. But the Panthers played less games because of COVID.
Yep.
I'm going to say the Panthers only because they won 18 in a row. And that's just so hard to do. The Eels were very, very good. They're both very top quality sides. Both lost the grand final. So the Eels probably a bigger upset in the grand final than the Panthers, because the Storm had Cameron Smith and they were always going to be a chance. But everyone was on the Eels in that grand final against the Knights. And then the Knights just started really well and the Eels couldn't get there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say the Panthers only because they won 18 in a row.
What do you think the score would be? Try and predict the score.
Between them two?
Yeah.
Well, no, I reckon the Eels would beat them. I think the Eels just were not on that day. I think that the Panthers season was better than the Eels season.
Okay.
But I think that Eels team would beat that Panthers team.
Okay. I must have missed
maybe that's what he was trying to ask. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I reckon that Eels team would beat that Panthers team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if...
Good question.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, we've got a question from Nicholas Johnson 14, and he says, players who should have been in State of Origin.
I'll just say this year. We'll talk about last year.
Yep.
A player that I thought should have been in the Origin side that wasn't. Cam McInnes.
Yeah.
Cam McInnes. I think he's built for it. I think they probably lacked a little bit of that. And it's not their fault. Cam Murray going down hurt them so much.
Yeah.
Like that he's such a big part of what they were going to do. So I'll say Cam McInnes. I think he's a really, really good player. Jesus, the Dragons. Don't get me started on the Dragons.
Yeah. No. Well, we won't get started on the Dragons because we don't know what they're doing.
What's going on?
Okay. Question from Zane Ryan. Value players for Supercoach.
All right. We are running 4 leagues. All right. I'm in every one. I want to win every one. So we're running 4 fantasy leagues, not Supercoach leagues, but I want to win every one. So I'm not going to give you my secrets. I'm not going to tell you who my cash cows are and who I've got in my side. What I will say is there's value out there, isn't there?
There is value.
You just got to have a look, maybe sniff around. I'll give you a hint. Sniff around the Tigers a little bit, just a little bit. Okay?
Do a bit of research.
Yeah, because there's value out there, but I'm not going to tell you. We'll all talk about that after the season starts when we've all got our teams locked in.
Yep, nice. Okay, question from late _in. Opinion, RTS over Holmes.
RTS. It sucks that he's leaving, man. Valentine Holmes, before he went to the NFL, was easily the best winger in the competition.
Yeah.
And was developing into... He was playing, actually filling in at fullback a lot in the Sharks. Just during the game would get on the end of those sweep plays. I think he ended up playing in the World Cup and scored the most tries that anyone scored in a World Cup.
I think he scored 5 tries in one game.
Yeah. So he's he's outstanding, but RTS is different, man. Like he's a generational player.
Yeah.
The fact that he's like the NRL's letting him walk out on the Warriors, I thought they should have done more to try and keep him there. But he wants to follow his dream. He wants to try and play for the All Blacks. So good on him. But I'm taking RTS, and I don't think it's that close.
Yeah. RTS every day of the week.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question from Smick-Ass. Which player made you fall in love with the game of rugby league?
Matty Bowen.
Matty Bowen.
Yeah, I just loved watching the Cowboys back in the day. Matt Bowen, Matt Singh, Ty Williams, those back three, they would just attack from inside their own goal and everything. It was that kind of exciting play that made me fall in love with them. And then Jonathan Thurston went up there and they created a really good partnership. So I'm going to say Matty Bowen. Who for you? Which player did you like going up?
I really enjoyed watching Fooey.
Yeah.
Like, being Neil's support, I mean, it's a little bit biased, I guess, but I loved it when they just subbed him on for 15 minutes and he'd just run as hard as he could at whoever.
And he'd come off the back fence too, which was just awesome. So
yeah, it was good to watch.
I can see
prime
that.
Fooey. Oh, well, not really prime. His prime days were when he got a little bit fitter, lost a bit of that weight.
Yeah, but it's not all about them being the best player. Like Fooey won't go down as one of the best props to ever play.
No.
But you enjoyed watching because he's a character. He was a larrikin.
Yeah.
Not really a larrikin, but he's just like a cult figure. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
like a cult figure, someone you can get behind.
Just a quick side note. Remember on the footy show they had Shane Shackleton?
Yeah.
Man, that was the funniest.
Anyway,
moving on. A question from Fell Daddy. Benji Marshall versus JT.
It's a really good question because Benji Marshall, in the last few years, especially, like, he's not the Benji that was around in 2005. Not that he has to be, because I think he still has a lot of value to give.
Yep.
But geez, he inspired a generation of football. Like, there was not a footballer, especially a kid going around in that 2005 to 2008 period, that didn't want to be Benji Marshall when they grew up. So he done a lot for New Zealand football. He done a lot for football in Australia. I think he was a very good player. In my opinion, Jonathan Thurston's top 5 players of all time. So I'm going to go Jonathan Thurston, but Benji Marshall, it's actually closer than what people think. I think Benji Marshall was very, very good, especially for New Zealand rugby league.
Yeah. Me too. I'm going to go JT on that, but you pretty much hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah.
Okay, a question from Kairos_XO. So he reckons, thoughts on Isan Masters, Justin O'Neill and Jordan McLean? Personally, as a Cows supporter, I think they're the worst signings we've had.
I'll start by saying, if you're in the NRL, you're good at the game. Okay, not many people make the NRL, so you can obviously play. Let me start by saying that. I'm going to go through all of them. Justin O'Neill, I really like. I think he's had some good seasons there at the Cowboys. I think he's been hampered with injury. You go look at some of the injuries he had, I think last year or the year before, they're terrible. I think he busted his spleen one time or something.
What?
His spleen. I think he busted his spleen one time. So go have a look. He's been hampered with injury. He's a good player. Isan Masters probably didn't live up to what he was brought into the club to do last year.
Yeah.
But he didn't get a lot of help either. Like, we didn't have a lot of go forward. So I think it's pretty hard done by. But he definitely didn't play to his potential last year. And Jordan McLean, I think he's played some good footy. I think he's played okay.
Yeah.
I don't think he was ever going to set the world on fire, but I think he's played okay. So, so say we go pass or fail. I'll go a pass for Justin and a pass for Jordan, and maybe a miss for Isan just on the first year. Hopefully he can develop a bit this year.
Yeah, I reckon. So Jordan McLean, he was injured for a little bit through the season. So I mean,
they've had a really horrid run with injuries up in North Queensland as well. Like Tamalolo went down. He's our best player. Michael Morgan was out for ages. McLean was injured. So we've had some pretty bad injuries up there. Hopefully they can get healthy and get it moving in the right direction this year.
Yeah, turn it around. Okay, a question from Josh_Moffat10. Pick 2 players in the last 10 years who would make one crazy good fight.
That's Joshy Moffat.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Legend.
Shout out.
Pick 2 players. I think everyone wants to see the Sonny Bill Paul Gallen fight. I think that would be good. I think there's other people that I'd love to see fight. Nelson and anyone apart from me.
I've got I've got my two.
Yeah, well, I think we all want to see the Paul Gallen Sonny Bill fight. I think that's been the one that's been talked about for a long time. I think Sonny Bill would do him, but I'd like to see it.
I thought they were talking like a fight on the footy field.
No.
I went Paul Gallen, Michael Crocker.
Oh, on the footy field?
On the footy field, Michael Crocker was a beast. He was different.
Yeah. Paul Gallen, Michael Crocker.
And Paul Gallen, he can throw him, but so can Crocker.
So what about in a boxing ring? Because I think that would be...
It'd still be Gallen, because he's had his hand in the boxing for a little while.
He's developing. He's getting better in there. I'd love to see him fight Sonny Bill.
I'd love to see him fight Justin Hodges, so I could see him just take Justin Hodges' head off.
When's that fight card's on soon, eh?
Yeah, very soon. Is Justin Hodges on that?
Yeah,
card?
Justin's on that card. Scott Prince is on that card. Neville Costigan.
Come on, Justin.
You give Neville Costigan any hope against Junior Paulo?
No hope.
I think Junior Paulo's going to murder him. Anyway, so I'm going Paul Gallen, Sonny Bill. I think Paul Gallen has asked Sonny 1,000 times for that fight, so I'd want to see it. I'd put my money on Sonny, but Paul Gallen's no pushover. He took some heavy shots from Mark Hunt and stood on his feet, so good on him.
Okay, moving on. We have a question from Lockie Richardson. How do you feel about the Dragons wanting Israel Folau to come back to the NRL and sign him?
Nah, I don't like it. I think everyone's entitled to their own opinion as long as they don't force that opinion on other people. So, Israel Folau, I don't think he'll be in the NRL anyway. I don't think the NRL will want the backlash from that, so they will not register his contract. That's it. I don't think he'll be in the NRL.
Good player, but maybe the NRL just doesn't want.
Yeah. Why would you?
Want all the issues.
Yep.
Okay, question from Trent Pebbles. If Cameron Smith retires, do you reckon the Storm will drop off a lot?
So Trent, I think that Smith won't be playing for the Storm anyway.
Yeah.
So I think we can assume that. I think there will be a drop off. You're losing one of the best players to ever, probably the best hooker to ever play.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be a drop off. They've still got one of the best coaches of all time. Probably one of the better players in the comp right now in Cam Munster. So I think they'll still be thereabouts. But yeah, without Storm, there's going to be a little bit of teething there. I think you got to introduce Harry Grant. He's got to get comfortable up there. So I don't think they'll hit the ground running this year, but they'll be thereabouts at the end of the year.
Okay, nice. Question from Eddie on FYP. So day 2, asking what will happen with the Tigers next year, you reckon?
Well, day 2. So that would have been like a week ago. So you might be at day 9 now.
Yeah.
Because this is a week in the previous. I think they'll go okay. I don't think they will make the 8, in my opinion. I think James Tarmo is a really good signing for them. I just think they need to get some consistency around their spine. I think they changed their spine too much last year. Benji was in, then Reynolds was in, and you didn't know what Mumbai was doing. So they just need some continuity there. Whoever you pick, I think they've got Jacob Little in at 9. I think just give him a run. Leave Brooks there, let Brooks run the side. I don't know what they think they're doing with Dewey. I don't know if Dewey's playing fullback or not.
No.
And they just got rid of...
They said they were going to give Mumbai first shot at fullback, but then they've just gone and swapped Paul Momorowski for that Dane Laurie bloke.
So Dane Laurie's going to play fullback.
He's a fullback.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't care who they pick there, but keep it. Like, give them a good 6 weeks at the start of the year to just get together. And then I don't mind their forward pack. So James Tarmo's a good signing. I just don't think they can make the 8. I don't think they have enough continuity, but could be shocked. Might run 9th.
Well, you got to think about it. James Tarmo, he's a winner at North Queensland when he played there. He went to 2 grand finals. And then was he only at Penrith 1 year?
Yep.
He goes Penrith.
No, a little bit longer than 1 year. Yeah.
It's 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years.
Oh, maybe even longer. But yeah, well, so he's won everywhere.
Yeah. So he's gone to a grand final with every team that he's played for.
Yep. And he's won for Australia. He's won for New South Wales. So he's a winner, and he can hopefully lift that team up a bit.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay, so we have a question from Aiden Mount, 21. What team do you support?
Cowboys, baby.
Cowboys.
That's all. The Cowboys.
Yeah. Okay. Question from Mr. Simp _ Dannon.
Mr. Simp.
Mr. Simp _ Dannon. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Is Jared Hayne better than Brett Stewart, or is Brett better?
I loved Brett Stewart when I was growing up. Manly seem to play a lot of Friday night games. I can just remember, or Sunday afternoon. But they're always the TV game, and you'd turn it on, and Brett Stewart would just pop up out of nowhere and score a try, like all the time.
Yeah.
And you would have Phil Gould in the background saying, "Oh, yeah, he scored 36 out of 36 times at Brookvale." Like he just seemed to always be there and score. So I really liked him. But Jared Ain, prime Jared Ain, man, like that run he had in 09, crazy. I could not believe what I was watching. Every week he would just get that team out of a hole. You go back and look at that 2009 Eels side, that team had no right to be in a grand final. He put that team on his back and got him there. So I'm going Jared Ain.
They were 8th seed, weren't they?
Yeah.
They came in 8th and made it to the grand final and got done by a side that was cheating the salary cap. Anyway.
Old wounds there, old wounds.
Okay, so we've got a question from Zach 18100.
Yeah.
Top 5 NBA players that could succeed or that could success in the NRL.
Yeah. We both talked about this. Now, they're elite athletes, so I think they would be able to transfer, even though they'd never played a game in their life. I'm going LeBron.
100%.
I think 100%. LeBron would do damage.
Yeah. On an edge.
Oh, Jesus. He'd be thick and fast, too. Kevin Durant on a pick, on the wing.
Pick and swing.
Yeah, I think he'd go all right. John Wall, I think he's fast. Put him in the centres as well.
Yeah.
I think he play some good footy there. We went Steve Adams.
And we did go Steve
Adams off the bench. Bit of a Nelson vibe there.
Yeah, yeah.
He'd run off the back fence, I reckon. And then we decided to go a legend as well. Big Shaq.
Oh, yeah, Big Shaq.
Jesus, man's not hot. Never hot.
No,
that's where we're going.
No, okay, well, yeah. Shaq, yeah.
I'll play that.
100%. Alrighty. Question from Josh Cruz 07. Josh _ Cruz 07. What do you think about McInnes to the Sharks?
Sorry. Mate, I just saw McInnes to the Sharks and made me choke. The Dragons, man. Jesus Christ. I don't know what to say about the Dragons. They've let go of Tyson Frizzell, Cam McInnes.
Yep.
Jason Saab. Jason Saab's probably one of the more promising outside backs going around right now. Cam McInnes, in my opinion, is outstanding. And Tyson Frizzell's Tyson Frizzell. He's an Australian back row.
Yeah.
Two of them have been two of their best 3 players over the last 3 years. And now they've walked out the door. So they're in big trouble. The Sharks, I think it's an outstanding signing for them. I reckon when he gets there, he plays lock, in my opinion. You play him a lock, you keep Brayley at hooker.
Is it Blake?
Yeah, Blake's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you keep Brayley at hooker. You play McInnes at lock. I think that really reinvents their forward pack. So, McInnes is mobile, lads. So he's going to do damage around there. I really like it. Great signing for the Sharks. Dragons. You tell me. What are they doing? I don't know. Apparently they're going to go to the market and try and bring someone in.
Who?
Well, it's got to be Brandon Smith. They have to have a run at Brandon Smith.
I hope Brandon Smith goes to like the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I'd like to see him at the Bulldogs. I think he will go probably to the Broncos or Titans. But
Brandon Smith. Did he say his preference was Queensland?
Yeah, I think so. But I would love to see him at the Bulldogs.
So you reckon Cam Smith 1 year contract? After that, Brandon Smith comes in?
I don't know. I'll message Cameron again this week. I'll send him a message. I'll see what he's doing.
Alrighty. Question from JLo0707. Who's your favourite player ever?
Ever. Jonathan Thurston. He's my favourite player. I think I've said that a few times now. So let's go second favourite. Probably Greg Inglis. Loved watching Greg Inglis play.
He was good.
Loved it. I always think about that try he scored against Brisbane, length of the field try.
Oh, yeah.
Beat like 8 players. So
yeah.
Probably Greg Inglis then. We'll go Greg Inglis as my second favourite. But yeah, Jonathan Thurston's always been my favourite player.
Yeah. So my favourite players would probably be either Jared Ain or GI.
Yeah. Jared Ain was built just crazy.
Yeah.
I think if he didn't go to the NFL, we could be talking about him as maybe one of the best to ever do it. He was primed.
Yeah.
But he went and followed his dream and now, yeah.
Yeah, he's...
Yep.
Doing something. I don't know. Okay, a question from Matora Marino _Marino. What do you think of Latrell Mitchell declining his 3-year extension from the Rabbits?
This is big news, I think.
Huge.
This is huge news. These are the kind of things that can derail a season. Now, I said when I first heard about this, I said the Rabbitohs need to sort this before the season.
Yeah.
Either you give him what he wants, which he just wants a lesser deal. He doesn't want the 3 year. It's not the money. Yeah, he wants a lesser term contract. It's just so he has options. But you don't want this to drag on, because if we're talking about this in June, then it becomes a distraction for the Rabbitohs, and then you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And there's not been this much noise around the Rabbitohs winning a grand final in a long time. It seems like everyone thinks that they're a chance. So I reckon they should sort this out and sort it quick. Just give him what he wants. I think he's going to be a player for the future there. So sign him for 2 years, keep him happy, and then give him another year later. There's no need to give him the 3 years now. Yeah.
So he's still happy with the money.
I think the money's fine. I think from the reports it says that he just wants a lesser contract. And now that they're offering him that, he's in talks with Brisbane. He's in talks with other clubs.
Oh well.
You do not want this for your season. They want to sort this out.
Yeah. Oh well. I guess only time will tell what'll happen. Okay. A question from Jacob _679. Do you think RTS will be good enough to play for the All Blacks?
Now I put this out to people on TikTok, some New Zealand viewers, because I don't know a lot about the rugby landscape. I know the All Blacks are very good. I know they already have a fullback in Bowden Barrett, I think his name is. So I know he's very good.
Yep.
So I don't think he's going to play fullback. But from what I got back, they reckon he's a red hot chance of making it on the wing.
Okay.
For the All Blacks. I know there's a fair bit of kicking involved in that. So where he fits into that, I don't know. But I think he's good enough, because I think he's world class.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll have to see how he goes. A lot of people pegged Benji for a chance to make the All Blacks, and then I think he played 3 games and just couldn't adapt. So
yeah.
But RTS, I think, comes from that background as well. Yeah. Obviously, growing up in New Zealand, so I think he's world class. I think he will make this up. Yeah. That's what I say.
Me too. Okay, question from Mahul. Lots of U's in that name. Should Milford play 5'8" or fullback?
I don't think he has the speed for fullback anymore. I think it's 5'8" or nothing.
I don't reckon he's going to get a spot.
Yeah, but I think let's not worry about fullback or 5'8". I think he's in danger of not being inside. Yeah. If Kevy Walters can't get it out of him this year, he's in real danger of not playing in the NRL anymore.
Yeah, sure.
I just don't think, and definitely not fullback. I don't think he's a fullback anymore.
No, he's not fullback. They've got a few good up-and-coming young halves there.
Yeah.
Like Brodie Croft, he didn't have the best year last year, but we saw what he's capable of when he played in Melbourne.
See, but last year we were talking, who gets that spot? Is it like Croft or Dearden? Now Dearden is the man, and it's either Croft or Milford or whoever else they got there. Because I think Dearden is the stalwart. I think he's going to be in the side all year.
Yeah.
So how they sort that out? I will say, prime Milford, if you can get the best out of him, he's a great player.
Yeah.
That year that the Broncos went to the grand final, it was on the back of him. He played
2015?
He played some really good football, and was probably a flick pass away from winning the Clive Churchill that game. I thought he was really good in the 2015 grand final. So he's a very good player. I don't think he has the speed for fullback anymore. I don't think he can trouble defences in that way anymore. But 5'8", if they can just get the best out of him, I think he can play some good footy.
Right, nice. Question from Jake Carpo, 7. Who is your NRL top 5 greatest of all time? Sorry.
This is a good question. In no order, I'll go Billy Slater. Mm-hmm. I think he's the best fullback to ever play the game. I'll go Greg Inglis. Really love watching him play. Really good fullback. You think about that Queensland side, outstanding. Jonathan Thurston. I loved him. Cameron Smith, kind of controversial, but just a controversial player. Like, a lot of people either love him or hate him.
Yep.
I think if you can't sit and say that he's the best hooker to ever play, at least, then you're just lying to yourself. I think he's the best hooker to ever do it. And Joey Johns. I think he is the greatest ever player that I've seen. And anytime I do anything like that, it's players I've seen play. So people toss up Wally Lewis and Clive Churchill and all these people. I didn't watch them, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were outstanding, but Andrew Johns is the best player I've ever watched with my own eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Mine's pretty close to yours, actually.
Yeah?
I've just got my greatest 5. It's tough because I I'm a New South Welshman, and I've picked a lot of Queenslanders, and it was hard because I was thinking I need to pick some more New South Wales players.
It's if you're great, you're great, and that Queensland side had just so many greats in it.
Yeah. So I've also got Greg Inglis, JT.
Yep.
I've got Cooper Cronk, Cam Smith, and it was out of Billy Slater or Jared Hayne, and I've picked Jared Hayne because...
Just because you wanted a New South Wales player?
Yeah, because I wanted a New South Wales player.
It was funny because Billy Slater could definitely be there, and Cooper Cronk could be on mine, and that's 3 players that played a long time at the same club.
Yeah.
Very, very... Yeah, I don't really believe in luck. I think it's good. Like, it's good for their management to get those 3 players, identify that talent, get it there. So, good on them. Cooper Cronk is in the conversation.
Yeah.
He was dominant everywhere he went. So, yeah, great player. Great list. Great question.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so we've got a question from T.TV. Willem.
Is this the last one?
This is the last question, yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, T.TV. Will Almighty.
Nice.
Do you like the Roosters?
Yeah. Well, why not? I don't mind them. I think my thoughts on them going back to back was outstanding. I think it's very, very hard to do.
Yeah.
Cooper Cronk, we just spoke about him. He was a big part of what they done well. I thought Luke Keary probably had his best game he's ever had in that grand final where Cooper was busted. I thought he's really good. James Tedesco, I think he's currently the best player in the world. And I like the Roosters. I think they're good. I can't see them winning the comp this year. I think they look a little bit hurt. You know what I mean? I know Cordner's out for a while now. Actually, we'll talk about that. Take your hat off to the Roosters. They've handled this concussion protocol thing almost better than any other team. They sat Luke Keary, who's a massive player for them for a long time. They sacked Boyd Cordner twice last year.
Yep.
So they're more worried about their players' health than their team, and I'm sure a lot of teams are, but they just seem to do it very well. So hats off to them. I do like their side. I can't see them winning the comp this year. I think, although I do like Lachlan Lamb, he's a good player.
Yeah. Well, what was I going to say? There's some people that don't reckon they'll even make the top 4.
I think I was one of those people. I had them 5th.
You?
Yeah, I think
you're one of them.
Yeah.
I reckon they'll be in the top. I reckon it'll be. So we'll just go over our top 4 again.
Yeah.
So I reckon Souths.
Yep.
Easy.
Yep.
Roosters.
Penrith.
I
had the Eels.
I don't have the Eels.
I had the Eels, and I didn't. I had the Eels, Penrith, South, Storm. That was my top 4.
Okay. I think mine was almost the same, but the Roosters were in for the Eels.
Yeah, and then I think I have the Raiders, Roosters, Titans, Knights. I think that's my top 8.
Pretty good top 8.
Yeah, that's the league's so close. It's really, really close. All right, thanks for all your great questions, guys. That was awesome. I love doing these Q&As. We both do. You always come up with some interesting questions. Don't forget to check out all our socials, Instagram at TryLineYT, TikTok at TryLineYT.
What
Twitter.
else do we have?
Twitter,
that's right.
But don't worry, we'll post the link tree in the bio of this video. And good luck in the tipping competition. Remember, if you want to be involved in that, just message me on Instagram and we'll get you involved. Should be a big year. I think we've got almost 60 people signed up for that tipping competition. 80 people signed up for the fantasy. 5,500 followers on TikTok. Plenty of subscribers now. I think we're at about 230 odd subscribers on YouTube. So we're doing really well. We can't thank you enough, guys. All this support. It's overwhelming. We love it. And we just want to keep creating good content for you guys. So stick around. We'll be back here next Monday. And maybe a little bit of a special episode next Monday. We'll keep you posted about that. But no surprises there. Just tune in next Monday.
Nice.